What's up, everyone? This is Sarah G, and it is GenZ-Gab. Let's get into it. It is seven episodes, so we're going forward with it. Today, Monday Mood is the biggest one, but we are going to be talking about Scene Double. Scene Double is a band that's got some 70s vibes and in the sense of like kind of folksy, but not like 70s rock. But they opened for Brooke Alex, yes, in the sense of like kind of folksy, but not, yes, I mention her a majority of times in this podcast. But she actually, through the power of TikTok, had a really cool thing happen. She was not selling a lot of her tickets or enough of her tickets to sell out at her upcoming concert. And I know that sounds really depressing. And why are you mentioning this, Sarah? Because I have had issues with TikTok. I think TikTok's shadow banning me. I have been stuck at 20.5K followers probably since about August. That being said, or 20K followers since August. That being said, Brooke managed to, as much as she didn't want to, and I totally understand, I don't like asking, like, or going on social media and pleading, but she just explained her situation, and suddenly everyone out of the woodwork came to support her, which is great. It's showing a community. It's showing building and kindness and whatnot. She and Scene Double, the band, managed to work together and get it all done. And Scene Double, the reason this was also a big thing for them too. Like, they were able to do a hometown show as well. They are from New York and New Jersey. That's a lot of what I know, and they were really fun to listen to, very relaxed, very at ease, independent artists, and I really like that. I like listening to different genres, different people, different places, things. Wow, I just did a lot of that. But it shows what we need to see, what we need to understand, what we are getting at for our society. Lots of people want to be an independent artist, but then also don't. You know, it's like all about the fame and the glory, it seems like. And lately I've just been commenting on these amazing independent artists or creators because they still follow some of the trends, but they always manage to do it their own way, their own unique way. And we need that. We need that style. It's not just about popularity, money. It's about finding yourself and who you are. And that's what I really loved seeing about last night, especially with Scene Double. I don't know too much more. I will look into more, but I needed some of that folky kind of realistic music that made it not be independent, whatever, because I don't like country, and I don't care who comes after me, but country is not my favorite genre. I don't know why, it just isn't. And I need the different layers and whatnot for it to work. So yeah, maybe I'm an occasional country liker, but I just don't see it too much as much of the hype. I'm more of an alternative person, but that's just me. So, yeah. Later, I'm going to be speaking on pandemic pets. And right now, I've got a pandemic pet that's trying to sneak out of my room. But see, I told her no. So I guess I might as well be as good a time as any to start talking about. I got Luna in 2019 after our unfortunate passing of both our pets, our 12-and-a-half-year-old dog, Oreo, and then our 2-year-old Pip, because she had a botfly in her neck. Please watch out for those. That's all I'm going to say. It can be known as a dangerous spot, and other vets have talked about it. Just check your pets for them, okay? And not all of them end in that situation, just FYI, just wanting to let you know. That being said, Yes, pandemic pets. Then we got Luna like 3 weeks later. It was a little early, but we were without an animal, and it was not, the house wasn't as lively. So, right, like the week before I was going back for my final semester of college, I found Luna, a little gray and cream tabby. And she has been nothing but entertaining since day one. She's been super friendly, outgoing. Yeah, she's more of an indoor cat for a variety of reasons, but yeah, she has been just so funny and cute and entertaining. She's had my oldest brother, wrapped around her finger since day one. So moving on from that, so Luna got a great life. She got a great 3 months just by herself, just doing her thing. And incoming comes our little Misty pup, who is a bearded collie, like our old one. If you ever saw the Shaggy Dog, yeah, Shaggy Dog with Tim Allen, that's what she is. And yeah, so Luna had spent a great amount of time being alone. She is currently looking outside the window right now. She's very intrigued by a bird or a rabbit or something, aren't you, Lou? Yeah, you're there. So there's a now. And yes, we're going to work with that and see where we get from there. Yeah, so she had the perfect life, as she would call it, for 3 months here. And then all of a sudden we got Misty Pup, and she was a little fire belly. She, oh my gosh, she was so sassy. She was so cute. And not that this one isn't cute either, but it's just different. But they were so close growing early on. They were so close together. And then Luna got to 10 pounds and Misty got to 40 plus. So you can do the math, and someone started going nuts over her getting bigger, and someone kept pouncing on her when she was sleeping. So you do the math of who's bigger, who's smaller, how that works, you know? And this one is just going nuts. There's some sort of bird going crazy, and now she's standing up. Do you know, I can't quite flip it over, but do you know what, like the meerkats in Lion King 1.5, that's kind of how she's looking. So that's very intriguing. Brought to you by Miss Luna. Go down, you see her bar. And so there we are all together getting that glorious look. But so the pandemic pet thing, we got them shortly before all that stuff. And then it happened to be the oh so gracious holidays where you're spending time with all your loved ones, etc. But then followed in January, that turned into something else, and so on, so forth. And as you can see, they are now very clingy animals, and there's nothing wrong with that per se. But it's just wondering, like, have you noticed differences in your own pets? You know, like, did you have your own situations, like, where you've noticed them a little clingier or not? Luna is the first cat that's very much into the whole, like, cuddling, snuggling, being just, she's like a lap dog in my mind. But I also think that my other dog is still in ways needier maybe on some level than our old dog, because our old dog was more passive. But Misty is definitely a little more scared. She's still skittish, like she has her own issues like plenty of other dogs, but she's not trying to dig all the way to the other side of the world. She's not. Like our old dog would dig our concrete in the basement because she was so scared of thunderstorms or firecrackers. Our other one just shakes. But our other one hates the car, so there's that as well. So let me know your comments, because I would love to hear a lot of pandemic story pets. Misty, when she was 4 months old would chew the wall. She's always been a super chewer, and people go, "Oh my gosh, how do you?" Luckily, she doesn't do it anymore. We started to learn why it like we need to make sure she had like those nylon bones, etc. But yeah, she chewed walls. It was actually pretty hysterical, though. Aside from that, is when my mom and dad had discussions with her because here's Misty, a 4-month-old puppy, looking at her like, okay, okay, okay. But see, I was the one who did the majority of the potty training. And so every once in a while when she had an accident in the house, yeah, I turned on my more parental voice, if you want to call it, or adult voice or teachery voice on her. And my mom will go and turn to me and go, "Don't yell at the puppy." And I'm like, okay. And then I wind up doing the same thing after the thing that happened when it came to her chewing, which plenty of people know with the dog. But my dog also ate. She had a stuffed lamb chop toy, and then she winded up getting sick from that. Nothing. She did not need surgery or anything, luckily, but she did eat some of the stuffing, which I guess we just had such a well-behaved dog before that we realized that we have to do more training with this one. And I'm proud to say she knows how to sit and stay. We're working on staying quiet. She's almost 3. We try to get down, but if you watch Dogs 101, you will learn that their nickname is the Bouncy Beardy for a reason. So as we keep going on in this never-ending journey, I would like you to share any type of pet you have, pandemic pet story. And then some other things that I've noticed that have been interesting is just that I'm trying to figure out genuine versus ingenuine, which is my typical little rant about how I can't figure out people in general. And I know that I say this all the time, but it's just so annoying. I used to follow so many kind of influencers or wannabe influencers. And the thing is that the ones that I still follow are the musicians and the comics more, because I guess in my mind, there's still some sort of integrity behind them. I always feel like their intent isn't as questionable. I know that that's weird to say, but as the more time goes on, I can fully answer that piece. Like, I hear so many people talking about it, and then I hear so many people also complaining about Nepo babies and whatnot, and I'm just thinking, here's the thing. This industry is not fair. It's never been fair. Life has never been fair. This life will never be fair for everyone. But a thing I can't stand is when people complain. And yes, I'm kind of complaining right now. And I'm sorry. But I hate it when people with 20K or above on Instagram and who have 100K on TikTok or 50K on TikTok. Like, again, I'm trying not to complain with my 20K. I know I'm a hypocrite. I get it. But I'm so sick of all these people like, I don't get my startup break. And then they start talking about all the other breaks they've had. And yes, I know, whatever. I did start this podcast and I'm working on it. But the reason I love people like Brooke and Scene Double, Beauty School Dropout, Dasha, and so many more is because, yes, they keep working no matter what their follower count is. And I know their follower count is on the lower side, whatever that may be. But there's a song called Slipping Away, and if you watch a TikTok about that, you get the picture. But I saw, Sundial is another amazing one. Boyfriend girlfriend duo, and they are fantastic. Listen to them. They have the most relatable. They have a song called 24, so something about social anxiety. And there's a new one, I don't know the name yet, but that they're releasing about just introvert extrovert things. It's all typical, like, of your 20s. They're just they resonate more with me maybe than some others, but yeah. And I think with all the powers and tools and technology at our fingertips, that's why. But I also get annoyed with, and yeah, I'm complaining, hypocrite, whatever. But I'm also so annoyed with how, people, again, the pushing toxic positivity narrative, working through all this stuff and whatnot. And I never know who's actually listening and if it's someone that I used to kind of know and whatever. I mean, part of me still has anxiety about whatever, but life or whatever, but part of me also goes, whatever, screw you. And I say that more about like the people in the industry that kind of, in my mind, turned out even more fake or more into some of that style than I had intended. And I know I talk about this a lot, and people go, well, maybe you should just get over it already. And I try. It's just one of those things, like, and I think a lot of people can agree with this. When you're trying to be a content creator or whatever, an actor, even screenwriter, you run into these same people all the time. Not even in the same person, but it's like the same person in all different fonts. And here's the thing, I see people complaining a lot, and I try not to complain. And I still have a habit of it because I am human. Because I can only do so much. My mom used to grow up saying I am not an octopus anytime there was too many tasks going on. Yet we live in a society that's about all these different tasks and how we should be doing things or how we should be acting. And that's just so annoying. And then people are like, oh, Nepo babies. Here's the thing. I can agree on a lot of things with Nepo baby. Nepo babies are such a nuanced topic. But, sorry, I will again always go with the Apatows and Maya Hawk. And so there's so many more, I bet. Oh, yeah, the Gummer, whatever. And I say whatever, but it's true. They're at least working, they're at least doing things, they at least try to work on things. And I'm not saying other people don't, but as far as Nepo things go, we're working hard, and plus it sucks, yes, that you're competing with some of them, per se, but you know what? This industry is just filled with somebody knows anybody kind of deal. And people go, oh my God, it's so hard to step in without connections. Yes and no, and by the way, that's why I say, go and follow Audition Pro LA. Go and follow Eliana again. Go to. So that's kind of where I'm at as I begin to segue into a different conversation about kind of the same thing, but like with the social media. But what I haven't talked about is also those social media for animals. Because I've noticed one thing. I follow a lot of animal accounts. I'm a big dog lover. And I think that that's really interesting. A lot of people could say the same thing to me, or they could be like, are you kidding me? But I follow like a lot of them because, well, for starters, I follow some of them, but for the wildlife and trying to understand preservation. You should definitely follow apex wolves for that reason, to try to stop, the unintentional losing of the breed or misinformation of losing all these wolves. Yeah, there's a lot of info that could be said, but I have not the best knowledge, so I can give a list of like the Rocky wolves and etc. But yeah, I can list those more later on. And when I say unintentional, it's intentional, like how much they're hunting wolves, but we have unintentional, like, knowledge, I guess, in a way, like, we're ignorant in some ways about what's going on because so much of the media and the news don't say what they need to say. And that's a little bit like Shark Week, why, like, suddenly, sharks, yes, there have been attacks, etc., but sharks, like in Shark Week, sharks are important to our ecosystem, so just like straight up going around and killing them, that's a problem. And to make that clear as we go forward in discussing more of these topics, or if not, But yes, you could say there goes another Gen Z girl just ranting about the environment. Well, let's see. They just found out that the Galapagos tortoise that they've been looking for 100 plus years is actually not extinct anymore. That being said, yeah, it survived us, but it doesn't mean it'll survive us very much longer. What about the white giraffe, white rhino, all that? They are completely gone for the most part. There's like one living left of the white giraffe, and Poacher got after that. So I don't know what else to say except for, yeah, no, we're not gonna do that. And I'm also gonna say this. Don't get on, like, everybody's doing their part. I shouldn't say everybody, but a lot of people are trying to do their part and trying to understand, trying to do. Some people really can't be vegetarians. They have health issues, chronic illnesses. And if you say veganism, I tried to be vegetarian, vegan, and it made me so depleted and so nobody wanted to be around me. And who can blame them? And it's like just relearning, unlearning, all that stuff. But again, be mindful. That's kind of the way, I guess, stupidly, again, the reduce, reuse, and recycle we have to work on as well more. But I keep seeing people talking about like how the plastic, even when you recycle it, it's not as great as glass. And I get that. But glass costs so much more. So it's always like this constant ping pong match of like, what can we do better? Like, where are we going with this? And I completely agree. Mark of everything. If you're still here, I'm so glad, because I try to make these engaging and understanding as well as thoughtful. Say this, I want to know what topics you want me to talk about. I can try to get guests, but I'm a little known person, which is fine, because I mean, I also look at my feed and I am so grateful for my international listeners. I'm so grateful for my US listeners. I am grateful that I have been allowed, well, I shouldn't say allowed, but I do, I worked to put this together. I am grateful for each and every single one of you. And I say that truthfully, because here's the thing. I wouldn't have known that people in like Slovenia listen to this. People in Laos, all that. You know, the list goes on. And I think it's really cool that we live in a day and age with the power of technology that it can be spread across the universe pretty much. So, with that being said, I think that a lot of times we can bag on technology, which, trust me, I have done that plenty of times. And between the private account, etc., you can just tell who. I mean, it's tricky. I don't disagree, but you should be able to notice the difference if you've been. I hope school still teaches it, but if school, even though I'm not saying school is perfect at everything, but that's one thing. Just keep in mind, all my younger listeners out there, maybe even some of my older listeners, who knows? I just thought, let me mention that right now so that we don't have to worry about it seeming like, oh, Sarah says talk to strangers all the time on the internet. No. I don't do that. Really. Yeah. I've connected with people through social media, but I usually figure out the real people before, and I just try to be cautious. I'm not saying I've been perfect either, and I thought, like, you know, you're trying to build friendships with people, and sometimes internet friends, that doesn't work out, or you overshare with the ADHD, or you try to wonder what this and that, or friendships fall apart. It's so weird. But if you think about it, dating apps are even weirder. So that's kind of where I'm at with it all. So yeah, just everything can be fun on social media. Just remember what you're posting or who comes up on your feed, or if it's spam or not. Be aware that a lot of people have celebrity makeup accounts, so please don't follow them back thinking that they are or respond to them. Just wanted to put it out there in case any kids from the ages of 10 to, I want to say 16 listening to this, which if you're 10 listening to this, I am sorry you're listening to this. I mean, I'm glad you're listening, but I'm sorry because I don't really think that your stuff will apply much to me. I mean, I know you're trying to navigate the world, but see, I am like geriatric Gen Z. I'm in the what they like to call the 97 bracket through 2002 or 2000. I don't know, but the point is, yeah, I'm older, that I probably am still out of the loop. I think I'm so like in the loop, which, oh my gosh, I sound so old saying in the loop, but that's kind of where I'm at. I don't know what else to say. Younger millennials and geriatric Gen Z or older Gen Z knows stuff and kind of has been able to be relatable in certain aspects. But again, I know some younger millennials that still don't get the stuff that I get. And I relate way more to even weirder, like younger Gen Z. And now it's like, I just don't know. And that's why I said, I don't know where I fit half the time, but I know I'm not a zillennial. I know that. I know I'm not a lot of these other things because the term zillennial seems like it fits more the 93 through the 95 kids or the 90 through 95. Why? Because I suddenly see that they've had more interscopic things. Whereas I don't remember, once again, I do not remember Y2K. If someone goes to me, well, why do you remember your like Disney World trip? I remember the fireworks and my grandpa holding me. Other than that, just pictures. And recently in a new article that I can find and attach said that we all can start making or forming memories at any time. Sadly, this one was more of a traumatizing moment. My brother, same age, year and a half, remember fireworks from a different thing. So, you know what? It's a loud noise, okay? And that's, and I mean, I also have ADHD and sensory processing disorder, so that made me scared of loud noises for a long time and still kind of do. But people don't understand that that kind of could trigger the start of everything. So, as I conclude all of this and go on to the pandemic pets, because we all need a little bit of those joys or humor from our stories. So that's kind of it. Don't hesitate to comment, like, subscribe, and tell me some topics you would like me to talk about because I am open to ideas and I like to create safe space or just awareness or conversations happening. So that's why I say, like, give me any sort of topic I can try to work with. And I want to say try to work with is because, again, I'm not the best. I'm not a person that is an expert on a lot of things. I see my privilege. I understand my privilege. I get the world. I can do research. But at the end of the day, I'm still a white, straight, female, cisgender. That's a weird note to hit on or end on, but it's true. So I just wanted to say I can make dyslexia jokes, I can make ADHD jokes, I can make chronic illness jokes. I am not the person to be talking, and I try to reach out to guests and find other guests that connect with. So if you want, again, anything specific, let me know because I am all eyes and all ears, and I'm ready to listen and be open to new things. So, like, within reason, that aren't, like, you know what I mean. So, as I sign off for today, thank you so much for listening. Remember, I've got a Patreon account. Check out some of these links below, and we will see you next week. All right, bye, guys.